Have you heard of the phrase, different strokes for different folks? It implies that individuals and groups differ from one another and have a unique needs and desires. Health, however, transcends all distinctions of race, color, and culture. The government have tried to meet the demands of the population's health as a top priority while demonstrating respect for regional customs in local areas. I believe establishment of Medicare was formally signed into legislation by President Johnson in July 30th, 1965. And for 58 years now, this program has been protecting the health and well-being of 70 million seniors and disabled under 65 can have access to Medicare, and people who are 65 and above were welcome to no matter what situation they're in. So, no matter what state are you from or what work you've done, you must transition to Medicare at a certain point in your life. Welcome to my program. My name is Maria Garcia of MariaCares Senior Info Guide. I'm a licensed sales agent based in Las Vegas at your service to give you a wealth of information regarding Medicare and other senior concerns. As a licensed sales agent, I understand that you go through big challenges when you transition into health insurance. Well, of course, to Medicare. And that's why in this show, I'll go over similarities and differences between Medicare and health insurance. Today, I'm pleased to welcome the CEO of the company I represent. I asked him to join us as we talk about a topic you will be interested in. Coming from Alberto Ochoa, I believe most of you would be interested in learning more about the value of helping people. For my final feature, I have a segment for healthy seniors. I call it Healthy Seniors, by the way. I found a video that you can try to do before starting your day. I'm sure you will like this. So, let's join hands to a better health.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
With the many recent changes and focus on immigration law, now more than ever is the time to seek the help you need from an attorney you can trust. As an immigrant myself, I know the many difficulties and hardships involved in immigrating to this great country. With more than 10 years of experience in handling immigration cases, our firm can provide the necessary answers and solutions to your needs. Call Calderon Law today so we can work together to help you get the peace of mind you and your loved ones deserve.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
The owner of the top Medicare and health insurance company in Nevada goes above and beyond to figure out how to help his agents succeed. You won't find any agency with a leader like him. Let me share a bit of Filipino culture. We're known to be hospitable. So when we have a visitor, we make sure we offer them food and at least water. Smart Buy office is never short of food. Our boss never lets us go home hungry after a meeting or training. I feel incredibly privileged to work with him and his fast-expanding organization because Smart Buy Insurance with the DBA of formerly Las Vegas Medicare Pros believe that the equality of leaders stands where they stand and set themselves, at the standards they set themselves. Furthermore, our CEO, Alberto Ochoa, value and respect other people. So let's welcome Alberto.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria.
Alberto, I have a couple of questions for you as I introduce you to the viewers. So you have thousands of health insurance and Medicare clients watching.
Yes.
Okay, so you may not met them, but this is the chance for them to get to know you. Please introduce yourself, Alberto.
Yeah, so my name is Alberto Ochoa, and I am the owner of SBI Benefits. We are a large Medicare and health insurance distributor, and we work with agents like Maria to talk about our value proposition to not only agents like her that want to help Medicare eligibles, but also for Medicare eligibles that are looking for options for their health insurance. We understand that, you know, several of our seniors, and as Maria said, there's 70 million people across the United States that are currently eligible for Medicare. And we just want to help them. We want to educate them. We want them to understand that the options that are available, and especially in the more underserved communities, like the Filipino community, the Hispanic community, the African American community, those places where this information is very hard to distribute. So we take a very grassroots approach, and we go out, we do educational events, we train people on how to do them. We go out to senior community centers, we work with providers, we work with dentists to help build the value proposition of our company, and also to educate people on Medicare and health insurance plans.
Thank you for that information about you, Alberto. So I have another question for you. What gave you the motivation or moving inspiration to venture in the business of helping people?
You know, Maria, it wasn't really something that I had planned. In 2014, I owned a property and casualty health insurance agency, and we used to sell auto insurance. And I started slowly having people come to our office and ask us about health insurance products. That's when the Affordable Health Care Act first got started in 2014. And one of the reasons that I got very excited about helping people, especially on the health insurance side, was because of their feedback. When they would come back, they would say, hey, you know what, I'm now having treatments that I've never had in my life. I'm taking care of my diabetes, I'm taking care of my cholesterol, I'm taking care of my blood pressure. And these are things that, if not taken care of, can eventually lead to a more chronic condition. So to me, it was exciting to hear people say, hey, you know, I'm getting the type of service and treatment that I've always wanted, and it's all due to the affordable health care. So to me, that feedback really made me motivated, to expand our services and then to work with people like you to bring about our value proposition to the community.
Okay, moving forward, Alberto, people want to know this. What do you think are the client's biggest problem, and how do you tackle them? Probably, I mean, you touch it a little bit, but you might want to expand on it. And likewise, what do you think are the agent's problems, and how do you help them become successful?
For the consumer, it's just having outreach and getting that education that they need. For many folks, health insurance is typically the last thing that they think about. They got to put food on the table, they got to pay their car insurance, they got to pay their mortgage. And because they don't really go out and look for them, sometimes it's hard to disseminate that information. So for us is really, our goal is to train folks like you and other agents to go out into the community and find these people and train them on how to get in front of consumers that are looking for this information, right? And so that's really what we do. And how do we train agents? Well, we teach them how to do educational events. We put them in retail stores. Like I know you go to some of our retail stores at Seafood City.
Yes, I do.
And so what we do is we set up a table there, we do events, we do movie theater events, we do restaurant events, and we just have people come in and then people like you that are knowledgeable about Medicare and health insurance will train them. So I think that for the agent, the most important thing is really giving them the tools that are necessary for them to be extremely successful. And by the way, this is a product that for us, when we offer it, for the most part to the consumer, it's at zero cost. And our agents, which are now close to 200 regionally, they get to make something called residual income. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. The consumer gets to have a much better plan. The agent gets paid by selling plans that are zero cost. And then the carriers benefit from everything. So it's a beautiful circle of influence and business that helps everybody out. So I think that's the most important thing, is understanding that circle.
So you touched this next, I do have a next question. So like with hundreds of agents in Nevada alone, plus other hundreds scattered in some states, how do you deal with different personalities?
That is a good question.
That's the question, it's for me.
Well, you look, the first thing you got to do is realize that people aren't perfect, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has,
Yes.
everybody has idiosyncrasies. Everybody has, different personalities. So
Yeah.
for me, it's just understanding that and really training my mind to understand that not every person's going to be the same, and having a roadmap for them according to their personality, their time, and their effort, right? If we get an agent that is very motivated to work, we're going to give them a very robust business plan for them to follow. If we get somebody that wants to do this part-time, we're going to give them a part-time business model. If they do it once a year when it's annual election period, we're still going to support them. So it's really about understanding and knowing your agents and offering, having a menu of what you can offer everybody according to their personality and according to their time and their dedication to the program.
I agree. So, as a marketing person, I admire your marketing ideas and projects. So, your projects inspired us managers to do well, and as well as our agents. So, to do better. So, how do you collaborate the company's mission, core values, and the vision coming up with those marketing ideas, those great marketing ideas?
Well, really, it's just about knowing what our purpose is, which is to help people get to better health now, right?
Yes.
And how do we do that? Well, the way that we do that is we put a business plan, we put marketing ideas to reach people that are looking for that information now, right? And we know that in our community, often it's very difficult to reach those people. So the way that we do it is we do it through a variety of ways. But as we align our mission and our core values, we seek to go out and find these people and educate them in a compliant and in an efficient and in a moral and ethical way. So if we could do that, I think we won at the end of the day. And look, we don't sell. Nobody likes to be sold. We educate people. Okay.
Got it. So, how does your business look different from now when compared to when it started?
It's a little bit more structured now, and what's helped is finding the right people to work. Our support staff is fantastic. You know them.
Yes, I do.
We have a COO, Chief of Operations.
Uh-huh.
We have a recruiter. We have a trainer. We have a contracting specialist. So, when you come and work with our company, you're not just stuck out there. There is support. So for me, it was the growth that we had the last couple of years. We had to do some reinvesting back into our structure and back into the way that we're aligned to make sure that we're meeting the needs and goals of our other partners and our other client, which is you, the brokers,
yes,
right?
I agree.
So if we could do that job and if we can do that along with our core values and our missions, and with the product, we're doing everything and aligning ourselves to success. So as we continue to grow, we want to make sure that we could scale up those operations and be able to support agents, not only just here in Las Vegas and in Reno, but in other states like California, like Arizona, like New Mexico. So this is not just an opportunity for here for Nevada, it's across the country.
Yeah, I really like your strategy, Alberto. So, well, as the leading agency in helping people get the best health care policy, so how do you set your business apart from other agencies?
Really, it's just having a strong value proposition for the consumer. For the agent. Having a set bullet points of how we can support you, right? And giving you the option really to go into different paths, right? I think that the most important thing that we offer is a roadmap, right? If you want to, get to 500 clients within 5 years, well, we'll give you the roadmap. We'll give you the tools that you need. All you need to bring is the effort, the willingness to learn.
Cooperation.
And we get there. We got a lot of agents that, are making anywhere between $12,000, $13,000, $14,000 a month, all the way up to, I have an agent that makes $30,000 a month. They make more money than I do. So, for us, it's really putting people in that position to go out and, offer essentially what is a zero premium product at zero cost and make lifetime residual income. There's no other business like this.
I agree. Yes, I hear you.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
So what would you never compromise in terms of helping people?
For sure, compliance. There's a lot of compliance around Medicare. And, you know, when we talk about compliance, it shouldn't be because we're forced to do it. It should be because it's the right thing.
I agree. Yeah. So, Alberto, the viewers or their family and friends would like to join in the industry of helping people, just like you. So, how can they apply to become a part of your agency?
Well, I mean, they can call you. You are a manager. So, you know, Maria is one of our premier managers.
Thank you.
She's got a lot of very great ideas. She does a lot of grassroots. I think her marketing strategies really align with our core values and our core marketing strategies. So when we look at, you know, joining us, we have several managers, and Maria is one of them. And so really it's just about contacting our agency. Our phone number is 242-3200, or you can contact Maria. Maria, I'm sure you're going to share your number at some point.
Yes, yeah, I will advertise.
Yeah.
Yes, and for my last question, so this is my final question. What message would you like to leave our audience?
So you know, just to keep in touch with the show, and to continue watching Maria Cares. You'll find a lot of great information here. You're going to get a lot of good content on Medicare, on health insurance, and on how to stay healthy.
Yes.
And I think that as long as people watch the show, you know, at some point, the light is going to turn on when you have a family member that's turning 65, or you have a friend or a loved one that's turning 65. You know that you will have a great resource here with Maria. As far as, you know, those people out there that are looking to, you know, really start their own business in a good, honorable, very ethical business, Medicare is the route to go. And if you call Maria, she can explain to you a little bit more what we do.
Okay, thank you very much, Alberto. It was a pleasure, a great honor to have you in my show.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure our viewers are so happy to know that a leader like you exists in the industry. We will look forward seeing more smart people to be joining Smart Buy Insurance and its subsidiaries. Thanks, Alberto.
Thank you so much.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
With the many recent changes and focus on immigration law, now more than ever is the time to seek the help you need from an attorney you can trust. As an immigrant myself, I know the many difficulties and hardships involved in immigrating to this great country. With more than 10 years of experience in handling immigration cases, our firm can provide the necessary answers and solutions to your needs. Call Calderon Law today so we can work together to help you get the peace of mind you and your loved ones deserve.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
It is significant work to switch from health insurance to Medicare. So after working for your entire life and being accustomed with your health insurance, and then all of a sudden you switch to Medicare when you turn 65 or when you get disabled before that age, I am aware of that predicament. So it is crucial, and I know it's crucial for you. So I mean, and therefore you have this query like, what am I going to do? Well, to help you adjust to Medicare, I'll go through key aspects of both health insurance plans and Medicare's parallels and differences. So let's start with the coverage. Head of the family, as you can see, with health insurance can get one policy. So you don't need, I mean, like, compared to Medicare, you have to enroll one person at a time. And likewise, it is only extended to a spouse. So, for example, enrollment with the health insurance is on a certain date. And then it's also, well, for example, with state-subsidized health insurance, enrollment is usually November 1st to until January 15. While with Medicare, it's there are a couple of enrollments. So are there different types of enrollment happening in a year? So like for example, there's what you call IEP or initial enrollment period, wherein 3 months before before you turn 65, you can start to enroll. And then on the month of your birthday and 3 months after your birthday, that's what we call IEP, initial enrollment period with Medicare. So the next enrollment with Medicare is called GEP, General Election Period, where people who didn't get the chance to enroll when they turned 65 can now enroll on January 1st to March 31st. So this is what we call GEP, or General Election Period. That's another type of enrollment for Medicare. So Medicare also have SEP, Special Enrollment Period. So this is for people who lost their work coverage. Like after losing coverage from employer, a former employer gets COBRA. But with COBRA, well, of course, it's a real COBRA. It costs a lot. So if you enrolled in Medicare even before you lost your coverage, like for example, you know that next month you're going to lose your coverage, then might as well enroll in Medicare so you'll get your ID in the mail before you even lost your coverage with your Medicare coverage. Okay. So next one is the enrollment effective date. So enrollment effective date is January 1st of the following year. That's for health insurance. Oh, and then with Medicare, depending on the type of enrollment you enrolled. Like for example, like I mentioned, the IEP, initial enrollment period, then that will be on the month of your birthday. And then the SEP is like when you enrolled, it maybe in a month or two you'll get your Medicare coverage. GEP is like when you enroll in January, the next month after you enrolled, it's already effective. So it's GEP is the next month after you enrolled. The next slide will be underwriting. So with health insurance, well, it depends on what, for example, it depends on if it's a group, it's underwritten. That's why I have to ask, oh, how much do you pay for your health insurance? Oh, it's a lot. So let's say $400 a month, wherein Medicare you only pay $164.90. So they're better off getting Medicare when they're already 65 and they have a group health insurance. But with state, since I'm also a health insurance agent, with state, there's no underwriting because it's covered with a big group of HMO people who are enrolled in the state program. So with Medicare, there's no underwriting because the thing is, you who turned 65 have contributed a lot of, a lot of money for your Medicare taxes. So that's why Medicare will take care of you once you turn 65 and you have completed the contribution of 10 years or 40 quarters for you to qualify, as well as you are a resident of the United States for at least 5 years. So the next slide would be premium, the premium date. Premiums for both health insurance and Medicare must be paid before the first of the coming month. So this is what you call prepaid. So you cannot say, oh, I have to pay at the end of the month. No, because the thing is, how will they cover you if you didn't pay your premium? So we call it prepaid. If you pay after, that's postpaid. But this one should be prepaid before the first of the month. Okay. They also have some grace period, but you have to keep up. And the thing is, if you will not be able to pay on the first, then you will have to pay twice the following month. But there's no penalty. However, there's a tendency that you will lose your coverage. So if health insurance is very important, of course, you should be able to keep it. Okay. So for Medicare people, majority pays. This is about premium. The next slide. For Medicare, for majority of people, members for 2023 pays $164.90. And with health insurance, group depends on the underwriting. Just like I said, it is underwritten depending on the experience of the insurance company. So if they have a lot of claim, then the insurance would go up. But there's no claim, it goes, I mean, it's either the same, but cannot be lower, unfortunately. Just like when you have a car and you got an accident, isn't it you pay more? Because it's the same, because the insurance is, they want to balance everything. They want to make sure that they're not losing money, or at least they gain something, because they're in the business of insurance. Please take note. So with state subsidy is based on age and income. So if you don't qualify for Medicaid, of course you're in a state health insurance called ACA Affordable Care Act, wherein, just like I mentioned, it's based on age and based on income. So nowadays, people who don't qualify for Medicare because they lack the residency, they just arrive in the United States, say for a month, or they just arrive, they can get health insurance. And you can give me a call. I have my number listed, and I can help you with your health insurance. So next slide would be, well, what type of enrollment? Well, private health insurance companies entered to in a contract, and they entered to a contract wherein they have to review all the employees' age, and then how big is the group. And then with Medicare, it's a federal program, so, or you can join a health insurance carrier approved by Medicare when you enrolled in Part C. Okay, so you have three options when you are in original Medicare. So one is you can stay on original Medicare. Two, the second is you can get a Medigap. It's a Medicare supplement insurance wherein they pay the 20% that's not covered by Medicare, but you have to have a premium. With Medicare Advantage, it's a private insurance company. You will enroll in a private insurance company approved by Medicare. So next slide. So what are the fees involved? So there are co-pays, deductible, and co-insurance maximum out-of-pocket. So with original Medicare, you have co-pay, co-insurance, and deductible. So what's a co-pay? Co-pay is like when you go to a doctor, the receptionist would say, or the person behind the desk would say, oh, you have a $20 co-pay. But, and then plus co-insurance is a certain percentage, like for example, 20% of 100,000 you have to pay for Medicare. And then what's a deductible? And so deductible is, for example, for this year, you have to pay the deductible for Part B, which is around $200, $226. And if you get hospitalized and you have an original Medicare, there's no maximum out-of-pocket. Like for example, it's too expensive to get sick. So Medicare covers 80%, you have to cover 20% with some other, except hospitalization, you have to pay 20%. So what that is, your out of the pocket will be 20%, and it has no limit. Anyways, we will go through other plans as soon as we go deeper into other topics. I'm sure you will agree that with me, that health is wealth. For that reason, I took time to research a YouTube video for a short exercise you can do for your health. So, come on, get up. Or for this one, you have to stay on the floor. Anyways, go check it out.
I want you to do this happy baby's pose stretch every day. Spend about a minute or two. It's going to do wonders for your health. Lay on your back, put your head back on the ground, keep it on. Bend your knees 90 degrees, grab your ankles, and just spread them out. Spread your thighs out, pull back, and just rock back and forth. You'll notice when you see a baby, they're always in this position. This opens your pelvis, your adductors, your hip, your sacroiliac area. This relaxes your nervous system. It kicks in your parasympathetic nervous system. This will lower your blood pressure. This will make you have lots of calmness. It will help you sleep at night much better. This does wonderful things for your body physiologically. Just pull it back, spread it open, great for your pelvic floor. This will help reduce lots of anxiety. So spend a minute or two every day and your body will love you.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
With the many recent changes and focus on immigration law, now more than ever is the time to seek the help you need from an attorney you can trust. As an immigrant myself, I know the many difficulties and hardships involved in immigrating to this great country. With more than 10 years of experience in handling immigration cases, our firm can provide the necessary answers and solutions to your needs. Call Calderon Law today so we can work together to help you get the peace of mind you and your loved ones deserve.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
So now that I've talked to you about the parallels and similarities of health insurance and Medicare, now, of course, let's go to what we aim for. Why we're here is to talk about what is Medicare. So let me just give you a little background. So on July 30th, 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed a Medicare Act. That means it's a law, also known as Social Security Amendments of 1965. Well, Medicare is a broad program of health insurance designed to assist the nation's elderly to meet hospital, medical, and health costs. Taxes under Federal Insurance Contribution Act, or the FICA. You will see the FICA in your, like in your paycheck. There, you will see a FICA there. So that's what it is. It's for the Medicare. And well, it's composed of it's composed of old age survivors and disability insurance taxes, also known as Social Security taxes, and for the hospital as well. So here's how it works. So if you work as an employee in the United States, you must pay Social Security taxes in most cases. So why did I say most cases? Because the thing is, if you're just in a temporary visa, then like you're in a working visa for 3 years, the J1, and other business entrepreneurs who are not permanent in the United States, they are not covered with the contribution. So your payments of this tax contribution is your coverage to the United States Social Security system. So your employer deducts these taxes for each wage payment. A Medicare tax is used to fund Medicare health system in the United States. The tax funds are used for Medicare Part A, which covers hospital insurance for seniors, just like us. Well, I'm not yet in Medicare. So, well, of course, senior citizens has to be 65 and above, and those living with disabilities. So let's go over what is Medicare. So Medicare is a federal health insurance program available to 65 and older. So people below 65 with disabilities, well, they're also, and then people with end-stage renal disease and people who were declared as disabled can go to Medicare. So this is the thing, this is an important thing. So what can you do? The next slide is what you can do if you have Medicare Part A and Part B. Well, you can go to a doctor. That's number one. Buy a Medicare supplement. Medicare supplement is, just like I mentioned, Medicare covers 80% and you have to be responsible for 20%. But if you get a Medigap coverage or Medicare supplement, it will cover for your 20%. Likewise, don't forget, whether you have Part A or Part B, or you have both, you have to get a Part D. That's a drug plan. So they say it's optional, but if you don't get it, you have to pay penalty lifetime, and that 1% penalty lifetime. So it's better, because this is something that you really have to get, whether you have Part A or Part B. I have to reiterate that to make sure that you don't get penalized. And the last thing is enroll in Part C or Medicare Advantage plans. So Medicare Advantage plans will cover your Part A, Part B, and Part D as well for some plans. I just want to reiterate that, because some plans don't, and you just want to make sure your plan covers your Part A, Part B, and most especially the drug plan, okay? Moving over, so what is Medicaid? So we will just go over this a little bit because it's, Medicare is our topic here, but if you need help with Medicaid, I will be able to assist you. Just give me a call. I have my number posted, and I will even go with you to Medicare, to Medicaid, to make sure that you get the Medicaid coverage you are entitled to when you are a resident or a United States citizen. So what is Medicaid? Medicaid is a joint federal and state program that helps cover medical costs for some people with limited income and resources. So Medicare offers benefits Medicare covers benefits not covered by Medicaid, or vice versa. So the rules around who's eligible for Medicaid are different from each state. So for example, the income level here compared to California is different. This is, I mean, ours is below, theirs is higher because they have their income is higher. So we have like lower, what do you call this? Lower expectations of how much money is being, how much money you make. However, you have to be qualified for some other qualifications like residency and all that stuff. Anyway, I'll be able to explain it to you once you give me a call, okay? So Medicare combined with Medicare are two government programs that provide medical and other health-related services to specific individuals in the United States. Actually, 65 and over plus low income, those are already the two qualifications for you to qualify for Medicaid. And let me tell you this, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid called, if you hear CMS, that's the government entity who oversee both Medicare and Medicaid. So as a senior, to qualify, you must be 65 and older, has low income, and there are, if you notice this, you might say, oh, I have Medicaid, but I don't have food stamp. Oh, I have Medicaid, but how come they're only paying for my drugs? So that's the thing. Medicaid has different types of level called, one is QMB, Qualified Medicare Beneficiary, wherein you get everything, food stamp, and then food stamp and EBT is one. And then Medicaid would pay for your Part A and Part B, that's QMB. Slim B, low income beneficiary, they pay for your Medicare Part A and Part B. And then qualifying individual, they only pay for Medicare Part A and Part B. So Medicare recipients with limited income, or at least 120%, but less than 135% of the federal poverty level. Medicaid pays Medicare Part B and Part B premium. So eligibility of qualified individual begins with the application month with 3 months of prior medical coverage. Like there's an application there that says, oh, were you hospitalized for the last 3 months? Do you need help with your hospitalization? When you're filling up the application, you will see that. And then they will find out which you qualify for. So for the next slide, well, qualified disabled working individuals are Medicare recipients with income less than 200% of the federal poverty level. So Medicaid pays for the Medicare A hospital premium only. So here's how to find out if you qualify for Medicare, how to qualify if you qualify for Medicaid. So, well, of course, you have to be a Medicare beneficiary Part A and Part B, a United States citizen or a resident, legal resident for at least 5 years. You have to be, that is a mandatory thing. And then, well, if you have disability for a certain reason that you are declared disabled, or you are with the Social Security said you have to go to disability program, and of course you become low income, since you're going to get a lower income compared to what you're getting, then you can go to Medicaid as well in order for you to get help. Well, an hour had passed. Thank you for being a part of my show. Of course, to Alberto for spending his valuable time to be my guest for today. I'll see you next week for another hour of Maria Cares Senior Info Guide. Take care of your health. That's the only one you got. Thank you, and I look forward to being a part of your Medicare journey. Bye.